Okay, we are back on the stream thing. About to get it in, everyone. About to get it in. So, thank you for stopping in, by the way. You know what? Let me move this around here. It's just one thing on the screen that just bothering me here. Okay, so that's there now. That's, got the TikTok guys there. Um, Let me get my YouTubers on too while we're here. But today I'm just going to get into some myth study today. I've been putting together these great, these really in-depth lists on deities, like these full timelines about deities, and they've been really useful in helping me kind of improve my knowledge about all these Kemetic deities, right? And so I wanted to share that. So that was the first thing, is I really wanted to share that with everybody, but do it in a way that we could have some reasonably intelligent conversations about what deities or who and all that stuff, right? So let's just get right into it. I got a great list for you guys here. I'm going to start you off. This is number 2. So if you're interested in kind of learning the Kemetic gods, I think this is a great tool. Let's hope all the sound settings are right. Okay, let's get after it here. Okay.
Wadjet. Wadjet is a Kemetic
Okay,
goddess. Her primary domain is protection, and she is also associated with kingship. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Wadjet. She serves as a guardian of Lower Egypt. Wepwarit. Wepwarit is a Kemetic god. His primary domain is warfare, and he is also associated with guidance. He originates from Kemet in the ancient era. His name is pronounced Wepwawet. He opens the way before armies and souls. Unut is a Kemetic goddess. Her primary domain is protection, and she is also associated with fertility. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era.
Sorry about that. Okay. All right, let me start this again. I was a little off there, guys. Okay, let's get into it. Okay.
Wadjet is a Kemetic goddess.
Okay, let's look for Wadjet here. Like Wadjet, I'm pretty familiar with. I believe this is a serpent deity here, but let's see if I can pull up an image of Wadjet. And guys, I've been very specific about making sure that the captions are all correct. So any names you see are going to be right up. But yeah, I was correct about Wadjet. I've talked about Wadjet a little bit on the channel. Definitely a serpent deity. And remember, serpents were really important back in Kemetic times. So, again, this is the first deity, like this pantheon, man, they've got, it's got to be like 700 different deities that they break out. Probably more than that. I'm going to say that if you're messing with the Kemetic pantheon, there's probably 1,000 different deities that reasonably you need to wrap your head around before you can say that you really have got a good grasp of it, right? And this is one of them. This is Wadjet.
Her primary domain is protection, and she is also associated with kingship. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Wadjet.
Wadjet.
She serves as a guardian of Lower Egypt. Wepwarit.
Wepawet, man, this is one of my favorites. I do know Wepawet. I'm strong in these streets on Wepawet. And Wepawet is he's like the wolf god, man. Like someone was telling me that he was kind of the first werewolf. I don't know if that's actually true. And since that person said that to me, I've backed way off of that. Like I've kind of checked that. But you can see right off the bat, we get a bunch of symbolism associated with the wolf as soon as we start looking at Wepawet. So I've heard some very interesting stories about this particular deity.
Wepwarit is a Kemetic god. His primary domain is warfare, and he is also associated with guidance.
I knew warfare, and having that wolf form. Obviously, we knew that, right? Obviously, we knew that. And if you've ever checked out Gregory Walker's series, Shades of Memnon, he gets into some interesting mythology. And this is, Wepawet, or like this whole werewolf motif in Kemet is featured live in center. So, like, if you're ever interested, man, you can get Jeffrey Walker's book online, Shades of Memnon, and he gets really, really deep into the werewolf, and I'm pretty sure it all associates back to Wepawet.
He originates from Kemet in the ancient era. His name is pronounced Wepwawet. He opens the way before armies and souls. Unut.
Unut, okay. Not a name I'm familiar with too much. Unut. Unot, right? That's Unot. Oh yeah, okay. This is this divine. Yeah, yeah. Unot. Okay, let's check out Unot a little bit more. Figure out what we can learn here. Okay.
Unut is a Kemetic goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Her primary domain is protection, and she is also associated with fertility.
Okay, protection, fertility, so kind of a guardian. I see a lot of different depictions of her. I like this one here because it's kind of a divine, image. It looks like what she's got on her head here is like Hathor's, you know, signage like that moon crown. That's kind of what it looks like here. It's kind of what it looks like to me here. You know what, let me crop this a little bit. Just a little taste. But some strong imagery, man. There's some great images out there. This image here also links to another website about her. I'll probably check it out a little bit, but I've read about her in a couple of books. Obviously, another like I said, there's literally 1,000 of these Kemetic deities that if you really want to wrap your head around, like this is kind of the route you go. But let's kind of keep it flowing and get on to the next one in this lab here.
She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Onut. She functions as a local guardian deity. Wasret.
Wesseret. Man, I feel like I know Wesseret. Oh man, Wasseret. Let's see. Is this like a hippo deity? I'm probably gonna get that wrong, but let's see here. Wesseret. No, that's not a. Okay, wow. This is the image that comes up on Wasseret. Let's hear about it, man. This is already one of my favorites. Wasseret just became one of my favorites.
Is a Kemetic goddess. Her primary domain is sovereignty, and she is also associated with Thebes. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era.
Definitely.
Her name is pronounced Wosret. She represents divine authority over the region. Kadesh.
Okay, let's look up Kadesh here. I haven't heard of this particular deity. What was that? All right, sorry about that, guys. Had to check on the home camp. All right, but back to we're just on West. Oh, Kadesh. Yeah, let's check out Kadesh. Not a deity I'm familiar with, but let's kind of see if we can dig into some imagery on Kadesh. And okay, this isn't what I was expecting to see here. Oh, Kadesh, I am familiar with this cat. Yes. Wow, I got Kadesh as a Semitic goddess, right? Let's see if there's if there's something else I can pick up out of this. But I am familiar with this figure here, Kadesh. Let's see.
Kadesh is a Kemetic goddess. Her primary domain is sexuality.
Yeah.
And she is also
Kadesh. Yes, very much so. Okay.
Associated with pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
She originates from Kemet in the New Kingdom period.
See, I had read about her, but associated with the Semitic belief systems, but exactly the same descriptions about her. But hey, who knows, man? But yeah, definitely another like insane love goddess, right? There's some other images out there, some like hand drawings. I don't know if anything's are, huh? I mean, yeah, you can see she's butt naked right there. Like, so she's clearly a sexuality goddess, right? These are some other depictions about her. I think this is another one here. Oh, maybe not. I think that's kind of a generic one, but that's Wadjet. This is another one of Wadjet who we just looked at, which is a very, very cool image. But Kadesh, yeah, this is still my favorite one, right? Like, absolutely. That's an amazing figure right there. And again, a figure I know this thing, this name Kadesh, same total description is associated with like Semitic deity as well. So I may check that out like for future reference. But that's what I will look at. Let's get on to the next one. So we've had a couple of really, really good deities. Like I said, these are some of the ones we don't necessarily hear about. We hear about the Enid all the time. We hear about the the nine. We know about Isis, but
her name is pronounced Kardesh. She
Kadesh.
reflects foreign influence in Egyptian religion.
She reflects. Yeah, see, yeah, she reflects a foreign influence, and that's that makes sense. The references I have on her is basically that she comes from Semitic beliefs. Okay, we can see Quebe Sinuf. Quebe Sinuf, really? Quebe Sinuf. Okay, well let's see what we can dig up here. This is kind of the great thing about online archives, which is what we're digging into here. Is clearly, man, we're able, like, we've been talking about these deities for thousands of years, man. Like, we know these deities at this point, and it's just passing on information, right? Quebec Sinuf. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, maybe I spelled it wrong after all that typing, right? Quebec Sinuf. Man, let's see. This is the image, man. I'm not sure, right? Like, okay, so let's kind of get to it. Definitely a lot of Kemetic images. I like this one the best. Like, so I don't know. This looks like it's kind of generic here. Yeah, this is Quebhet. Probably not the same. Probably not the same deity. So I'm gonna go with this one here. Okay, but let's listen to the rest of the profile.
Asenuf is a Kemetic god. His primary domain is protection of the intestines, and he is also associated with mummification. He originates from Kemet in the ancient era.
Wow, so that's totally different. So unless it's okay, maybe it's this one here. This is okay. This actually fits a lot more. If it's being identified gendered as male, then I'm hoping I'm getting the right one here. Now I'm gonna have to really look at this one over again. But hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys got on this one. All right, let's get back to it.
His name is pronounced Kebe Senwef.
He
is one of the 4 sons of Horus.
Wow, he is hard, man. He is hard right there, though, man. Like, that's a hard image. And if you're, one of the sons of Horus. Now, I've heard conflicting ideas that Horus is either a hawk or a falcon, right? I think this dude looks more hawkish to me. I can never really tell the difference. But this is a hard deity right here. This is definitely a dude I would line up with right here, man.
Renutit is a Kemetic.
Oh, Renenutet, right? Okay. Man, I don't know if she's. I want to say hippo, but I always want to call everybody a hippo goddess. I always want to call them all a hippo goddess. Let's see what this goddess is supposed to be. Oh, yeah, Renenutet, the snake goddess, right? Like, is this right? She's not a nurturer. Let's throw this up here. This does not look like a nurturer to me. Okay. Well, okay, so this is her with the cobra symbolism, right? And clearly the fruit. So maybe she is a nurturer. Let's get back to the list and see what the profile on her says.
Goddess. Her primary domain is nourishment, and she is also associated with harvest. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Renutet. She ensures the abundance of crops.
Wow, okay, so there is the crop association. Again, I didn't visually see it, and I still don't get it, but I guess it is what it is.
Renenutit. Renenutit is a Kemetic goddess. Her primary domain is fertility, and she is also associated with destiny. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Renenutet. She governs growth and sustenance. Satet.
Satet. No idea who Satet is. I do know the name Satet, though. Let me find it here. Satet. Oh, yeah, I have seen this goddess before. I've seen a couple of these images. I've at least seen this one here. Satet. Wow, that's an amazingly beautiful sculpture. Now this says associated with flood and fertility. Let's see what my archives say on her.
Satet is a Kemetic goddess. Her primary domain is the Nile's flooding, and she is also associated with purification. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Sotet. She
Sotet.
regulates the river's life-giving flow, says Hat.
Wow, that's a pretty amazing river goddess, like deity, fertility. Some amazing artwork. Just finding online. I'll probably build a bigger profile about her. Uh, probably later. A lot of these I'll go through and kind of expand. I just kind of want to go through them at speed. And again, like I said, all these lists, or most of these lists are already up. So if you're just kind of into digging through ancient culture, you want to kind of really say, I know all the deities. This is kind of really what can put you up on game in that regard. Seshat, okay. I do know Seshat, and for some reason, I think that Seshat is associated with weed for some reason. I believe that, man. I'm serious, you guys. Like Seshat, I'm gonna say I believe Seshat is something about knowledge, right? But I think you have something to do with weed. I'm not rooting for it. I'm simply saying this is what I think the scenario is. Now let's look up Seshat before we look at. Okay, yeah, right off the bat, I was right on this one right here. I was right on this one. Seshat, yeah, okay. Goddess of wisdom, writing, scribes, measurements, and libraries. Her parents are Ma'at and Thoth. Man, talk about working for some big people down there. Her consort is also Thoth. All right. I mean, that's just metaphors for stuff, right? Her worship place was Heliopolis, so the main cities. She's also known as the mistress of books, she who is the scribe, the divine measurer, and scribe, right? So all that, back to Thoth, I think. Her symbols are leopard skin, stylish, cheetah skin, tablet star, and she's known by some other names. She's associated with Nephthys, one of my favorite goddesses, and primarily believed for inventing and writing. Yeah, so I think Sheshet also had a very big role in like the divine creation. Like the way that I understand it is Jehudi had she wrote it and Jehudi spoke it, and that's how everything came to be, right? But it started with her sacred writing. But let's hear the rest of the file on this one.
Says Hat is a Kemetic goddess. Her primary domain is writing, and she is also associated with measurement. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Seshat. She records divine knowledge. Circuit.
Yeah, so man, maybe that pot symbol is just, maybe that's a misdirection. Maybe that's not what that is. But I've seen other people associate it in that same way, right? So yeah, okay. So Circuit. I'm trying to think of Circuit. Man, I don't know. Circuit. Oh, yeah, I've seen Circuit. Okay. I thought this was like a scorpion type of goddess, is what I thought, right? Seshat, Circuit. Um, yeah, she's deified, revered as a deified scorpion who cures venomous bites and stings. Her name means she who causes the throat to breathe, reflecting her role in healing the paralysis caused by scorpion venom. She was a protector of royalty, a guardian of death, and one of the four principal protector goddesses of canopic jars. Canopic jars are important because that's where they put all your insides at when you die, right? Like that's where she's protecting your guts. That is maximum protection. So she's protecting you from poison specifically, and she's also protecting you from after you're already dead, and someone's got to protect. Yeah, and I've seen this image. Like this image here, man. It's too bad that's not bigger there. But this is a very much like a scorpion representation of her, and you can see there's quite a few. So this is the scorpion representation of Surcat, and there's some great imagery on there. Obviously, a deity that has a lot of importance. Coming from ancient Kemetic times, and so if you're looking for like, man, if you're a writer, you're looking for like great characters, man, this is the scorpion goddess right here, like right in live and direct in your face, right? All right, let's finish I didn't even finish the profile we got on this one.
Circuit is a Kemetic goddess. Her primary domain is healing, and she is also associated with venomous creatures. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Serket. She protects against poison. Shesmu.
Shesmu. Man, I want to say Shesmu is a lion-headed god, like a male-engendered lion-headed god. Let's see, Shesmu. Yeah, it looks like I'm correct in that regard. Yeah, this is Shesmu, and all the depictions are kind of the same. You know, y'all, they're all like line. Oh, this is dope right here. Okay, so let's listen up on what Shesmu is. Let's listen to the breakdown of Shesmu here. Let's see.
Shesmu is a Kemetic god. His primary domain is wine, and he is also associated with bloodshed.
Yeah, okay.
He originates from Kemet in the ancient era. His name is pronounced Shesmu. He embodies duality of pleasure and violence.
You know what? This guy totally looks like you are both pleasure and violence. Like, first you have a lot of pleasure with the wine while you're getting drunk, and then you become violent later. Let's see if I can find a little more info on this deity here. And, okay, a complex ancient demon god of the underworld, known as a fierce executor, lord of the wine press, and maker of perfumes and precious oils. This is a very confusing profile, right? He had a contradictory nature, all right, serving as a protector of the virtuous and destroyer of the wicked, often depicted with a lion head. He's known as the slaughterer of souls. Most legit title we've heard today, right? He was the headsman of Osiris or Asar, punishing the damned by severing their heads and pressing them like grapes. Are you absolutely joking me right now? Are you absolutely joking me right now? Okay. The blood wine was offered to the dead for sustenance. Huh. Wow. Wow. Like I'm stunned. I'm stunned right now, okay? Why is this not in a video game? Okay. Despite his violent, demonic, and bloodthirsty nature, he is also a benevolent deity associated with producing fragrant oils and ointments for the living and for embalming for the dead. Often depicted as a lion-headed man or a full lion, sometimes with a mane drenched in blood and human skulls around his waist. He could also appear in a human or falcon-headed form. His cult was strong in the Fayum region, worship at Edfu and Dundera. Like, these are two major sites, right? Dundera, of course, being the home of Hathor, right? We know that joint. And the Old Kingdom texts note a festival where men danced and pressed grapes for him. He was considered a protector of Ra against Apep and associated with the goddess Sekhmet, right, through his fierce vengeful. Yeah, I could totally see you rolling with Sekhmet. I could absolutely see you rolling with Sekhmet. That 100% makes sense. And yeah, Shesmu, like this is a dope deity right here, man. I really got to give it up to this one. This is one of the premiums, I think, in Kemetic mythology. I have to get up on that one. All right, let's go along to the next one, man. And again, this is only part 2. There's literally 8 parts in this series of all these Kemetic deities, because I list like all 1,000 of the Kemetic deities, literally all of them. And we're going to go through a breakdown on each one. And after this, we go on to the next pantheon and the next pantheon, right? It's a pantheon study, like at an epic level, right? So join me right here, okay?
Shesmu. Shesmu is a Kemetic god.
Yeah.
His primary domain is execution.
Yeah.
And he is also associated with
This is
punishment.
a bad dude, man.
He originates from Kemet in the ancient era.
Yeah, this
His
is a bad dude.
name is pronounced Shesmu. He serves as a divine enforcer.
Yeah.
Sia.
Now, this is a deity. Now, Sia, I think, is divine intelligence. That I believe in is kind of a female gender, or shown in a female gendered form. And I think she's intelligence, right? And yeah, that's what we see right here. This is a depiction of this deity, right? And let's hear what we have to hear online. Let's see. Okay. This is the ancient Egyptian Kemetic deity personifying divine perception, intelligence, and conscious insight. often appearing in the Heliopotan Enid as a companion of Ra, right? Emerging from the blood of Ra. Wow, she works alongside who, yeah, creative utterance, I did know that, and Heka, who of course is magic, to sustain the universe, often depicted holding a papyrus scroll, right? So clearly a scholar that we're talking about here. The role and symbolism as a deification of the perceptive mind, she represents cognitive ability to know, to understand, and perceive truth. She is considered the heart of Ptah, or the intellect of the creator. She is the intellect of the creator, okay? And it's personified. She's often described as having created the blood that dripped from the foul. Wait, what? She's often described in Heliopathan creative myth as having been created from the blood that dripped from the phallus of Ra or Atum. That is just very weird, okay? Lauren with the long headdress, holding a papyrus scroll on the solar bark, travels on the boat of Ra, operates as a defined scripture. Yeah, another like really deep character. Like the representation of divine intelligence is a pretty powerful statement here, and that's what this character. We see some other depictions. Let's see, yeah.
Sia is a Kemetic god. His primary domain is perception, and he is also associated with intellect. He originates from Kemet in the ancient era. His name is pronounced Cr. He represents conscious awareness. Sopdet.
Now, Sopdet I know is related to the star system, right? Like Sopdet is essentially Sirius B, if I'm getting that correct. Let's listen to the profile first here. Let's kind of look up Sopdet. Let me look up Sopdet. Let me get the visual on Sopdet, right? So we can take a look at this. Okay, yeah, Sopdet right off the bat, we see like the association with the stars, like associated. I believe it's the association with the Sirius B star, or star cluster is what it is.
Sopdet is a Kemetic goddess. Her
Mhm.
primary domain is the star Sirius, and she is also associated with renewal. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Sopdet. She heralds the Nile flood. Soka.
Okay, let me see what else we know about Sopdet while we're here. Um, wow, no, the ancient Kemetic gods personifying the star Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, symbolizing fertility, renewal, and the new year as the bringer of the Nile's annual inundation. She was vital for agriculture and agriculture-based timekeeping. Okay, that's a big thing. Often depicted as a woman with a five-pointed star on her head, sometimes accompanied by a cow, which is fertility, right? Always. And significance. Her appearances on the horizon. In July signaled that the start of the Nile flood, making her a crucial deity for life and prosperity. Depicted as a woman with a five-crested crown, she is considered to be the consort of Sa, who is the Orion star linked to Osiris, and the mother of Sopdu, which is the falcon-headed god. This is why I think there's a tie-in with Osset, because the falcon-headed god to me makes reference to Heru, and if Orion is already connected to Osiris, then that makes that Isis as that third leg, right? Like the third, that's they're always like the triads. Like she's the third, pillar of the triad. That's what I think it's at. On the calendar, the calendar is based on her 365-day cycle. And the afterlife, she welcomes the deceased, guiding them through the underworld and helping them become imperishable stars. Yeah, so yeah, Sopdet gets to be pretty deep into in Kemetic mythology, right? A very important star, and we show the importance of that star, through her. How are we doing so far? So we've been at this, been at this for a little bit. Okay, let's keep going for right now. Like I'm still talking, so see how long we can go here.
Soka is a Kemetic god.
Sokar. Man, this sounds like a solar deity to me, man. Sokar. Let me see. Sokar. Okay. All right. This is what comes up. Sokar. You know what is this? See, this is kind of what I was expecting to see. Like I was expecting to see like solar iconography because that's what I know about Sokar. Let's let what the profile has to say about it here. Let's see.
Primary domain is the underworld, and he is also associated with rebirth. He originates from Kemet in the ancient era. His name is pronounced Sokar.
All right, let's see what the online world has to say about it, right? Okay. One of the oldest and most complex deity in Kemetic pantheon, primarily serving as a god of the Memphite necropolis and patron of the resurrected dead. All right, they did say, renewal, rebirth, right? He is a guardian of the underworld. He rules over Rostah, the land of the sand, which was believed to be the entrance to the underworld located at the Giza Saqqara region. Beyond his funerary role, he is a master craftsman and patron of artists who build royal tombs and create ritual objects for mummification, falcon-headed, mummification. Like, yeah, pretty deep, man. You can get some legit information on this character. There's a festival associated with Sokar as well, or was, right? Yeah, I mean, this is another like one of the older deities and Kemetic belief. But like I said, like the list that I've compiled and I put in a good format for you guys. I'm already loading them up on the channel, right? So my links are there. So like I said, I'm gonna check out. I usually do about 30 minutes. I think I'm gonna go for a little bit more. Let's go for a little bit more here because I got a good list going, and this is gonna take me forever to get to because I packed so much info in this list, man. Just listen to it. It's already up on the site. You can listen at your own leisure. Or, like I said, we can chop it up and share a little bit together.
He governs transitional states. Tatanen.
Tatanen. Okay, Tatanen. Another deity I'm not familiar with. Let's see. Tatanen. Oh, man. Okay. It looks like, you guys can see this here. It's a good image. It's a good depiction here. Let's hear what we got to say about Tatanen.
Is a Kemetic god. His primary domain is the primordial mound, and he is also associated with creation.
This is an old deity. If we're talking about a creation, like the original mound. Let's see. This is a ancient deity representing the first mound of Earth, the Ben, right? So this is at the beginning of creation. He emerged from the primordial chaotic water, symbolizing his land as a creator guy associated with fertility. Memphis at the Nice Hill. He's shown as a green skinned god. You can see those images right there, like a green skinned god. He's androgynous in nature. He's the father of gods and the mother who gave birth to all the gods. He's typically shown as bearded or anthropomorphic. Yeah, usually has a ram's horn, which is fertility, merged with Ptah at some point and becomes Ptah, Tatenen, and in this form is revered as a royal creator god, strengthening the pharaoh's link to the earth. So a very important deity, Tatenen, who would later on merge with Ptah.
Originates from Kemet in the ancient era. His name is pronounced Tartanen. He represents emergence from chaos. Taweret. Taweret is a Kemetic goddess.
Yes, I love Taweret. Now, Taweret, I believe, I got to get this one right. Taweret is a hippo goddess. I know I've been saying everybody's a hippo goddess, but I think she's actually a hippo goddess, right? Taweret. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. There she is. Oh, come on. All right. Yeah, there she is. I got this right. I've been calling everybody a hippo goddess, and this is truly Taweret, the hippo goddess. Now, if I think I'm getting it right, I think she's also like linked to Set romantically, right? I think, let's see what, that their internet has to say about her. And this is she's a protective goddess, right? I knew that. This is fertility, children, women, revered for. Yeah, that makes sense, right? That the hippo shape, like because hippos are mad protective. They're known for killing. Like that's the thing with hippos. Most of the time, they killing you because you're tripping. You're either too close to their calf or to their territory. Her name means the great one, she who is great. She's a guardian. She's invoked to ensure safe pregnancies and deliveries, and she's been associated with the rebirth of the dead and protecting the sun's rising. She's shown sometimes in multiple forms: hippo body, crocodile back, lion palms, and she wasn't worshipped with big temples, but she was a central figure in domestic religion. Like people just have her in her house, and she's still strong. It looks like there is still some kind of popularity or popular worship for Tarawet even right now. But let's move along the list because clearly we got a ton if we're going to get through like 1,000 deities in these myth labs, man.
Primary domain
All
is
right.
childbirth, and she is also associated with protection. She originates from Kemet in the ancient era. Her name is pronounced Taweret. She guards mothers and children. Wadwa.
Wadwa. Man, this is not a deity I'm familiar with. Let's take a look and see what we can find. Okay, wow, this is kind of live right here, right? Let's take a look at what the profile has to say about it here.
Wadwa is a Kemetic god. His primary domain is the sea, and he is also associated with water. He originates from Kemet in the ancient era.
Let's see what it says. Okay, his name means great green is what his name means, and he's represents the Mediterranean Sea and the North Delta lagoons, the North Nile Delta lagoons. Emerging from the Old Kingdom, he is depicted androgynous, pregnant male figure. He's depicted as an androgynous pregnant male figure, and water ripples from his body, symbolizing prosperity, aquatic wealth, and procreation. He got it all, right? He personifies the Mediterranean Sea and often the marshy lands and lagoons of the Nile Delta. God of fertility, represents the bounty of the sea and the coastal lakes. The earliest known depictions appear from the 5th dynasty on the mortuary tombs. And again, this is the great one. Yeah, that's an interesting. I wasn't expecting quite that. But we've seen a lot of like androgynous kind of deities before. Like none of these, like oh wait, this is a good one right here. I think this is it. Is this it? I think he's supposed to be pregnant right here. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what I'm seeing, as they say that he is supposed to get pregnant. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that yeah, you're probably pregnant right here. So on that note, like I feel like that's a good hard 40 minutes right there. A good place to take a little break here for myself and for you guys to go and check out the channel. I'll put all the links. Like I say, it's a bevy of information. If that tickles your fancy, right? If that's what your brain candy is, like hearing about ancient cultures and stuff like that with a cool kind of setting, then I got the spot for you right there, right? So you can go on, like, and subscribe. Definitely hit me up at your leisure in the comment section, or yeah, that's probably the best place here, right? So thank you again for stopping in.